All right, so hopefully you've watched the video previous of this doing problem 8, and now we are on to problem 9. So the degree of this function is 3, right? Because that's the highest degree here, and it's the only degree here. So it's 3 here. And our leading coefficient looks like they've already found for us. It's -1. It's the number that's in front of your x, or the highest power. In this case, we have a -1 here, so that's why it's a -1 here. And then we're going to now graph it on our graphing calculator. So remember, if the degree of the function is 3, that means we should see 3 intercepts, x-intercepts. We should have 3 x-intercepts. So let's see if we get that. So before we take out our graph, I'm going to make a coordinate. Okay. So I am going to pull out the graphing calculator, so hang on a sec as I get this camera to start. All right, so here's the graphing calculator, and I'm going to turn this on. And remember, we hit this y equals button to get to the graphing section. So now once I get here, I want to graph -x cubed. So negative is down here. I'm going to put negative x, which is next to the green button. Hit the power button, which is that arrow button, and I need to cube it. So 3. Okay, and so it looks good. I'm going to go ahead and graph it now. All right, and there is my graph. By the way, if you ever want to zoom into here, what you need to do is hit that zoom feature, and you're going to hit option 1 for box. So I'm going to hit that button right here. So if I hit 1, I'm going to use my arrow keys. If you can see where my finger's at, I'm using the arrow key because I want to place a corner of a box right here, and then I'm going to draw a rectangle. So using the arrow key, I'm going to get it about right here. I'm going to press enter. Let me see if I can kind of zoom out. Yeah, enter. And now I'm going to hit this arrow key, and I'm going to shift it to the right because I want to make this box a little bit wider so I can box in that area. I'm going to bring this down a little. And I just want to zoom in there so I can see how it intersects. And it looks like it intersects like around the origin area. And it looks like one intersection. So I'm going to take this and graph it on my packet now. I'm going to shift this video to the side and graph this. Okay, so it looks like it was up first and then down, and it intersect at one space right here, the origin. And so it crosses the x-axis at one spot. And so I see one real solution. So that means that the other two must be imaginary. Because remember, the x-intercepts need to add up to give you the degree of the function. So if the degree of function is 3 and I only saw 1 on the graph, that means the other two must have been imaginary. Okay, the next thing we need to do is talk about the endpoints. So if it's for the left endpoint here, we can see that it's pointing up because the arrow is pointing up. So our left is up, and we can see that with our right side here on the graph, it's pointing down. So this part's going to be down for the right. And looks like that's it. We're done.